Right now, you are sitting inside time. You don't feel it. You never question it. It's just there, like the air in this room, like the floor beneath your feet. But what if I told you time might be an illusion we invented to feel safe, not a metaphor, not a poem? I mean it as a physical fact that some of the greatest minds in history have quietly accepted and then refused to talk about in public. Your gut says, of course time exists, I'm getting older. Your gut is wrong, and tonight we're going to take it apart together. There are 5 specific walls standing between you and the truth about time. 5 places where human logic crashes, where physics throws up its hands, and where something stranger and far more beautiful starts to show itself. We are going to hit every single one. Humans have been asking this question for a very long time, not decades, not centuries, millennia. In ancient Babylon, priests looked at the stars and asked, what was there before the gods made the world? In ancient India, the Vedic philosophers wrote something remarkable almost 3,000 years ago. They said, before the universe began, there was neither existence nor non-existence, neither death nor immortality, neither night nor day. There was only that one, breathing by its own power in the dark with nothing else. They were not writing poetry. They were doing physics. They just didn't have the equations yet. Then came Augustine of Hippo in the 4th century. Someone asked him, what was God doing before he made the world? And Augustine gave an answer that still sounds shockingly modern. He said, there was no before. Time itself was created along with the universe. The question, what came before, is like asking, what is north of the North Pole? The question dissolves. It doesn't get answered, it dissolves. And then, 14 centuries later, a young patent clerk in Bern named Albert Einstein sat down and wrote equations that said almost the exact same thing, except now we could test it. Time, Einstein said, is not a stage on which the universe performs. Time is part of the performance itself. You cannot separate the two. The universe and time were born together, lived together, and if the universe ever ends, they will die together. So what was there before time, before the performance began? That is the question we are here to answer. And we face 5 walls. Let's start climbing. The word before requires time to exist. And before the universe, there was no time. Think of it this way. Imagine you're watching a movie. You press play. Now, what was on the screen before you pressed play? Nothing. Was the movie waiting somewhere? No. The movie did not exist until play was pressed. The universe is like that movie. Time is the play button. Before play was pressed, there was no before. The word itself breaks down. But here's where most people resist. Okay, you say, but something must have triggered the Big Bang. Some cause, some force. What was that force sitting inside? That won't work. Here's why. Cause and effect is a time-based concept. For A to cause B, A must happen first, and then B happens next. First and then require time. The moment you ask what caused the Big Bang, you are secretly asking the universe to lend you a little time to put the answer in. And the universe hasn't started yet. There is nowhere to put the cause. There is no shelf to store it on. All right, you say, but what if there was another kind of time? A meta time, a bigger time that contains our time the way a river contains a fish? That won't work either. Here's why. If you invent a meta time to explain what came before our time, you've just moved the problem one level up. What came before meta time? You'd need a meta time. And before that, you've built an infinite ladder with no ground floor. Physicists call this an infinite regress. It explains nothing. It just delays the question forever. Here's the difficult truth. The word before is a tool we built to navigate inside time. Like a hammer. A hammer is extraordinary for hitting nails, but you cannot hammer a cloud The word before is extraordinary for talking about things inside the universe, but you cannot use it to talk about the edge of the universe itself. The universe is not just very old. It is the inventor of oldness. Existence itself needs time. If there's no time, there's no is. This one is subtle. Stay with me. When you say the table exists, what you really mean is the table exists right now, at this moment, in this slice of time. Existing is something that happens during time. It's a present tense verb, to be, to exist, to happen. All of these words smuggle time inside them. Think of it this way: take a candle. The candle exists because it is burning right now. If you remove time entirely, the burning can't happen. The candle doesn't exist. It doesn't not exist either. Both options require time. Without time, the candle is neither lit nor unlit. It's something our language doesn't have a word for. So, what was the universe before time? It was neither something nor nothing. But wait, you say, quantum physics. I've heard that quantum particles pop in and out of existence all the time, even in a vacuum, even when there's nothing else around. So maybe the universe just appeared, like a quantum fluctuation, a random bubble. That won't work. Here's why. Quantum fluctuations happen inside a quantum field. A field is a physical thing. It has properties, it obeys rules, it exists in space, and space, according to Einstein, is inseparable from time. You cannot have a quantum field with no space-time to sit inside. So when physicists say the universe could have arisen from a quantum fluctuation, they are quietly assuming that some quantum field already existed, which means some version of space and therefore some version of time already existed. They have sneaked time back in through the window after removing it from the door. Fine, you say, then maybe there was no absolute beginning. Maybe the universe has always existed, going infinitely into the past. No beginning, no problem. That won't work either. Here's why. In 2003, physicists Alexander Bord, Alan Guth, and Arvin Vilenkin published a theorem that stopped cosmologists cold, the Borda-Guth-Vilenkin theorem. It proved that any universe that is, on average, expanding, which ours is and has been, must have had a beginning. You cannot have an eternally expanding universe. The math simply won't allow it. Even if you try to extend the universe infinitely into the past, the expansion curves force you back to a starting point, a point before which the equations break, a wall. We hit that wall 13.8 billion years ago in a fraction of a second, so small it makes a billionth of a second look like a geological era. At that moment, the universe didn't enter time. The universe became time. The universe didn't happen in space. The universe became space. The two things were the same event, the same word. There was no stage. The actors built the stage by walking onto it. The laws of physics themselves might not need time to be true. This is the wall that changes everything. Every physical law we've ever discovered has this strange property. It doesn't care about when. The law of gravity works the same today as it did a billion years ago. The speed of light was the same 10 minutes after the Big Bang as it is right now. Mathematical truths, like the fact that the angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees in flat space, were not invented when the universe began. They didn't need the universe to be true. Think of it this way: if I flip a coin 1 trillion times and get heads every time, I'd start to suspect there's a rule. That rule, this coin always lands heads, exists independently of any individual flip. The flips are events in time. The rule is not. The laws of physics are the rules. The universe is just the flips. Some physicists, including Stephen Hawking in his final years, began to wonder something extraordinary. What if the laws of physics are not inside the universe? What if the universe is inside the laws? What if mathematics itself, the structure, the logic, the inevitable relationships between numbers, is the thing that existed before time? Not as a place, not as a substance, but as a kind of pure, timeless necessity? But that's just abstract math, you say. Abstract things aren't real. I can't touch math. That won't work. Here's why. You can't touch gravity either. You've never touched gravity. You've only ever touched the effects of gravity. The apple doesn't fall because you touch gravity. It falls because gravity is a rule. And rules don't need to be touched to be real. Your consciousness works the same way. You've never touched a thought. You've only experienced what thoughts do. Intangibility is not the same as non-existence. MIT physicist Max Tegmark calls this the mathematical universe hypothesis. His argument in its simplest form: every mathematical structure that is self-consistent necessarily exists. Our universe is one self-consistent mathematical structure among an infinite number of them. Time is not the container of these structures. Time is a feature of this particular structure. Other mathematical universes might have no time at all, or a different kind of time, or 17 dimensions of time that we can't even imagine. Consider what this means. If true, then asking what was there before time is like asking what color is the number 7. The question isn't hard to answer. It's the wrong shape. 7 doesn't have a color. Time doesn't have a before. The universe doesn't need a before to be real. It needs only to be internally consistent. And consistent it is every single time we measure it. The universe is not a story that needed a first page. It is a proof. And a proof is true whether or not anyone has read it yet. Now let's talk about something no one says out loud. We experience time as moving forward, from past to present to future. The coffee gets cold, you get older, the stars burn down, everything moves one direction, and that direction is called forward. But here's the secret. The fundamental laws of physics are time symmetric. That means every single physical process, every collision of particles, every interaction of fields, every quantum event looks exactly the same whether you run it forward or backward. If you filmed a pair of electrons colliding and played the film in reverse, a physicist could not tell you which way was forward. Time's arrow, the sense that time moves in one direction, is not a fundamental law. It is a statistical accident. Think of it this way. Imagine a box full of air molecules, all crammed into one corner, left corner. If you remove the wall, they spread out, they fill the room, they never ever all go back to the left corner again. Not because they can't. Any single molecule can go left, but the chances of all of them going left simultaneously by random motion is so small that if you waited longer than the current age of the universe multiplied by itself 1 billion times, it probably still wouldn't happen. That is entropy. That is why time flows forward, not because of a law, because of an accident of starting conditions. We were born in an extraordinarily ordered universe, and we've been watching it relax ever since. What does this mean for time's origin? It means this: time as we experience it, time with a direction, time with a later that's different from earlier, is a local phenomenon, a feature of our corner of reality. In the deep quantum foam at the Planck scale, at distances 1 billion times smaller than a proton, time doesn't flow. It flickers, it foams. It is neither forward nor backward. It is something we don't have a good word for in any human language. You are made of particles that don't care about time. Your atoms don't know which way time goes, and yet somehow the orchestra of their arrangement produces you, a creature who can feel the future coming, who can mourn the past, who can look up at the stars and ask questions that have no business being asked by a collection of carbon atoms. That is not a small miracle. That is perhaps the largest miracle the universe has produced so far. We live on a pale blue dot, a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. To borrow a phrase from a man who spent his whole life looking up, we are trapped, not just on this planet. We are trapped in time itself. We cannot leave it. We cannot pause it. We cannot see what is on the other side of it. We are prisoners of a dimension we didn't choose, in a universe we didn't design, on a rock we didn't ask to be born on. We are cosmically, utterly, magnificently alone. But here is the thing that changes everything when you sit with it long enough. The universe existed for 9.2 billion years before Earth formed. It existed for another 4.5 billion years before a creature appeared that could ask questions, before a mind arose that could look at the stars and feel something, before neurons arranged themselves in such a way that the universe could, for the first time, become aware of itself. You are that arrangement. The universe didn't need time to exist, but it needed time to produce you. It spent 13.8 billion years building the conditions for a being that could turn around and ask, what was here before all of this? It wrote the question into the structure of matter itself and then waited patiently, blindly in the dark for the question to be asked. And tonight you asked it. You are not small because the universe is large. You are rare because the universe is large, rarer than the rarest element, more improbable than any quantum fluctuation. You are 13.8 billion years of cosmic trial and error, arranged just so, standing at the edge of everything, asking the only question that matters. Not what was here before time, but who is here to ask. The universe is not silent. It has been speaking since before the first second. It speaks in mathematics and in light and in the ache you feel when you look up at a clear sky on a cold night and feel for a moment both terrifyingly small and inexplicably significant. That feeling is not a mistake. It is the universe recognizing itself. Keep looking up and keep asking the questions that have no business being asked, because you are the only part of this universe that can.